Hey everyone, just letting you know, the Marvelite is made possible by you guys, and if you want to help us succeed and listen to the full, unedited show, head on over to our SoundCloud page, man. Along with our regular weekly podcast, we've got some exclusive content heading your way only on SoundCloud. So support the show, take us on the go, and follow us at soundcloud.com/HyperNetworkYT. Up next, a pretty sweet clip from our latest episode. Check it out.
What's up, guys? CJ here, and welcome back to another episode of the Marvelite. And it's time for the bit that I do every time we host, where I accidentally forget what episode this is. What episode is this, guys? Is this 33? 34?
This is 34.
34. Oh my god, we made it all the way to 34.
The farewell 34. Oh my god.
Now, we don't really have, super, oodles of noodles of time to, do the great introduction thing that Nick has gotten us doing. But just, how are you guys doing today? How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, particularly Will. How are you doing?
Will.
I'm tired, but I just fitnessed my body.
You just finessed your body?
I just fitnessed my body, but that...
Finessed and fitnessed?
Yes, finessed and fitness.
I heard you went to a con recently, didn't you?
I did. I went to Animazement in North Carolina, because that's where I live.
Ooh, and you actually, you now have your big cosplay is your Spider-Man. And it's the Civil War Spidey, right?
Oh, yeah, it's not the Miles Morales Spidey.
Not the Miles Morales. He's
not
an innovator.
Yeah. Someone actually said I'd make a good Miles in my video, so that made me happy. That was very nice of me.
Well, it's that's the quickest way to my heart. Say that I look like Spider-Man.
Exactly.
But how have you been, Luke? How are you doing?
Oh, I've been fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Oh, that's good. You sounded a little sarcastic, but I'm going to take it at face value.
Well, I take what I can get.
There you go.
So.
You take the good, you take the bad, and there you have the facts of life. Michael, how have you been? Our Canadian friend, Captain Canuck.
Oh, how you doing, eh? I'm doing well. I'm excited to talk about some good old Marvel stuff on the Marvelite. We got some good things this week.
Now,
We do.
Hell yeah.
Everybody brace yourself, because this is going to be the whip-around episode. We're going to be moving at 200 miles an hour, and this is the most jam-packed episode of the Marvelite I think we've done, to be fair, because we've got a time restriction, but we also have 6 topics, if I'm counting correctly, and
We can do
a
it.
viewer question that probably will spark some discussion. So I'm going to be... I apologize in advance if I cut some of you guys off, or if I try and... kind of act like, Will hates corgis, but I will be the corgi of this podcast. And
Speak your truth, fam. Speak your truth.
Corgis are, oh my god, I love corgis. But no.
Yeah, this episode's about to be lit.
This episode is about to be hopefully not a shit show. More like it's going to be a lit show, not a shit show.
Hey.
Yeah, all right.
Innovation.
Here we go. So, of course, our first topic, the breaking news of the day. Marvel apparently owns the rights to Namor, the Sub-Mariner, one of the original characters, the first mutant. And this is really interesting because Marvel, before today's confirmation from Joe Quesada, Marvel's chief creative officer himself, it was really thought that Marvel did not have the rights because they had previously sold them off to Universal, and it was just assumed that the rights had kind of stayed there. But Joe Quesada was the guest on this week's episode of Fatman on Batman podcast from Kevin Smith, and Quesada was asked by Kevin Smith, do the same people that own Iron Man own the Sub-Mariner? And Quesada said, I can't speak for studios. As far as I know, we do. It's not at Fox. It's not at Sony. Yeah. And so then, of course, he followed up with, will we see Namor in the MCU soon? Quesada said, I cannot confirm or deny. So this is actually huge news. It seems to suggest, first off, for Mr. Quesada to clarify, I believe the Namor rights were owned by Universal. But like the Hulk, they were the 2 characters that Universal owned and then did, pretty much jack shit with. But this is big because they were supposedly still at Universal and now they're not. So, guys, just first brush, what do you think of this? Starting with Will, let's go.
Oh, wow, the Jew, goddamn.
I'd be interested to
Swerve.
see Namor in a movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
it'd be an interesting change, and we could just start slowly collecting people to get not Black Order, Illuminati going down the road. So that's cool, and he'd be a very good cameo for Black Panther and maybe a potential villain in the sequel. But I'm skeptical of it because I trust Quesada, but like if I hear it from Feige, that's like word of God.
It kind of is like a shell of a confirmation. I mean, Quesada should know, but it's definitely still kind of a very loose, like, you know, I can't speak for the studios, but you know we do. But then he's a little cagey on if he's joining the MCU. So my second question was going to be, how do you want to see him used in the MCU? And we'll kind of answer that. But so let's go to Michael. Michael, what do you think about this? And then how would you use him in the MCU?
Interesting here. So he kind of confirmed Namor. You know, he's a cool character. People have been wanting him for a while in the MCU, but apparently his distribution rights are the problem.
Ooh.
Yeah, yes.
And see, that's where the big issue is. They might have the actual rights to the character, but like just like with Hulk, right? They don't necessarily own the distribution rights, like all of it entirely, right?
Correct.
How I'd want to use them, I want a solo Namor film right now, at least where it's going. Phase 3 is fully booked. Phase 4, they probably have the groundwork for what they want to do. I wouldn't mind seeing them woven, same thing, into different movies. Sort of like how Hawkeye is. Like, he has like a good role in some other films we've seen. Something along those lines would be pretty interesting. And maybe how Will said, a Black Panther sequel. That'd be cool.
True. I think...
Why? Just so they can hate on each other the whole movie?
Much. Yeah, and then he kills him at the end like every other Marvel villain.
Namor throws water on Black Panther. He's like,
bastard. Like, you son of a bitch. But honestly... Yeah, go ahead, Luke.
I was just going to say, like, here's the thing, though. Like, would you want him... since the distribution rights are elsewhere, but you could technically have him in a movie, would you want him to be an antagonist? Like, you want actually Atlantis and the king of Atlantis to be the antagonist, or would you want them to be a tag-along?
See, that's...
Like Hawkeye and Black Widow are.
Yeah.
You know?
That's...
Like, I don't know if I want, like, a straight-up villain Namor.
No.
Maybe like Atuma, but I couldn't see Namor himself being a straight up.
I wouldn't mind him being a villain and then kind of turning around maybe in another film, or it starts off like that for the most of the film.
I could see that happening. I'd be really interested to see, like, the only way, and I actually just thought of this. So I'm really excited about this. Namor is a great and very complex character, and I could see, like Michael was saying, him starting as a villain. What if... You know, a lot of people are saying maybe Phase 4, maybe in the future, because we already have kind of the groundwork laid for what we're going to see for the rest of Phase 3. But bear with me here. What if we actually got to see him in Infinity War? Here's the thing, like, but I was thinking, what if kind of low-key Thanos, I guess, recruited him as a member of the Black Order? And in that way, he would be a villain turned kind of hero. But honestly, that is just like such a pipe dream. I don't think it's actually going to happen.
We got a theory over here?
We got a theory over here. But in the same vein, like, he might fit into the Invaders pitch that Josh was kind of putting together. That will be a video sometime shortly. Spoilers, but
whoops,
you heard it here first.
You're letting the leagues out.
He would fit in.
I have to mention this as a side note. You know, the Russos had said the other week that Infinity War is going to get its name changed, essentially.
Yeah.
I want to know from not only you guys at some point, but from the viewers, what do you guys think the film will be retitled to? Do you think that it'll still even have the name Infinity in it? Or what exactly? I guess there are reasons behind this because Part 1 and Part 2 of the film are going to be drastically different in terms of tone and the characters that are involved in the film.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I would just like to know, you know, some speculation from you guys. What do you guys think that would be?
That's a great question. I don't think we ever brought that up. It's tough,
yeah.
and I don't think we have really a bunch of time to explore that.
Here, right, yeah.
Unfortunately, but so here's my last question on the Namor topic. Who would you guys cast as Namor? In my opinion, there's one correct answer. We'll get to that. So answer. Luke, who would you cast?
Mark Strong.
Ooh, Will, who would you cast?
Terrence Howard.
Michael, who would you cast?
What?
Michael, who would you cast?
You just want Terrence Howard for everything?
No, I want Terrence Howard. He plays a douchebag really, really well.
He does. Michael, who's your
anyone
cast?
with long ears.
Anyone? Okay, can I tell you who the correct answer is?
Who is it?
What?
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Ooh. Okay.
He literally is dead ass Namor. He's a nice guy apparently, but he's a dead ringer in terms of looks. So that wraps it up for this super whip around lightning round episode of the Marvelite, number 34, I think that I've learned that it was. For Luke, Will, and Michael, we will see you next week. Please ask questions in the comment section below.
Hashtag Ask Marvelite.
Get to them. Hashtag Ask Marvelite for easier access by us. You can ask them on Twitter or SoundCloud as well. Signing off, this is CJ, and we'll see you next week.
Hashtag Give America Chavez a book.
Hashtag Press Play.
Hashtag Fail34.
Hashtag Luke gotta run.